You're watching the news on Mirror now. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines. High voltage drama in Darjeeling on day 3 of the Gorkha Janamukti Morcha's Bandh. Protesters attacked security forces after the West Bengal police raided the GJM headquarters. Supreme Court issues notice to the centre on petitions challenging the ban on cattle sale for slaughter. The petition contends the ban is unconstitutional.
"100% rain ready." This is what is the word coming in from the BMC. But of course, our ground reality, or once again, if I can ask my camera person to zoom, this is exactly the situation.
Tariq pe Tariq, the Mumbai civic body delays its deadline to get the city rain ready for the 7th time. Mirror now investigations reveal work on several arterial roads remain incomplete. Non-bailable arrest warrant issued against Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev for his controversial remark. Baba Ramdev quoted controversy last year for saying he would have beheaded lakhs of people for refusing to chant Bharat Mata Ki Jai. 3 BBMP officials pulled up for delay in providing compensation to the family of Shantakumar, the Bengaluru civic worker who was washed away in a stormwater drain last month. Yet another shocker from Uttar Pradesh. School in Rampur turns into a poultry farm during summer vacations. And Tamil Nadu government announces free education for transgenders in the Manomaniyam Sundaranar University. 1 seat to be allotted to each person in each course. Straight up to our top focus, the situation in Darjeeling continues to remain tense. Protesters torched a police station and set a police vehicle ablaze. Stones were pelted at security forces allegedly by Gorkha Janamukti Morcha supporters. This after the West Bengal police raided the home of GJM leader Bimal Gurung. Now knives, arrows, mobile phones, cash and bombs have been recovered from the house that also functions as the GJM head office. Though forces have been able to contain the situation, tourists continue to remain stranded now. Taking stock of the situation, the Ministry of Home Affairs is sending 400 additional central troops to Darjeeling. In fact, Tamal Saha is standing by with more details. Tamal, tell us this, how tense is the situation exactly in Darjeeling at this point? Are there any fresh incidents of violence that are being reported?
Well, the situation undoubtedly is very tensed out on the ground, and Gorkha Janamukti Morcha had called for an indefinite shutdown of government offices, but then they have now called it an indefinite strike, which means initially they were trying to clamp down on government offices. Now, because of this indefinite strike, the entire town of Darjeeling is bearing the look of a ghost town. None of the shops are open, schools are shut, hospitals are operating, medicine stores are open, but then hotels, restaurants, everything's shut, and this is a tourist destination. So today, for all those tourists who are here, it's a situation that they were not anticipating at all, a situation they never thought of. Now, it all started with a crackdown that happened at around 9:30, 9:40 this morning at the Patli Bus office come residence of Bimal Gurung, and there a huge force went there, led by the SP and also the IG, ADG. They all went there. Initially, they made announcements to open that office, and there were people inside. You could see them, but then they were not obliged obliging the forces by opening that office. Eventually, forces broke open that office, entered, barged into there, and then they found arms, ammunition. Now, the seizure that they have done includes huge cache of arms, ammunitions, cartridges, firecrackers, some local weapons, and also bow, arrow, and a bag full of cash of 2,500 and 100 denomination. Now, all that have been seized. The moment this crackdown happened and cops were trying to retreat from that place and take those seized things with them, suddenly we saw that protesters were trying to assemble over there. Let's remind our viewers, Gorkha Janamukti Morcha had planned for a rally this morning around 10:30. A rally they initially planned would be undertaken by Gorkha Janamukti Youth Wing. Later on, they said it would be the women wing leading the rally. Eventually, we suddenly saw after the crackdown happened, a lot of women assembling around that party office, come residents of Bimal Gurung, and then they started protesting, sloganeering against the forces. They were demanding for Gorkha land, and all of a sudden the situation turned extremely hostile, and that at a time when cops were actually retreating. They were actually moving out of the place, and then suddenly we saw stones were pelted, a media vehicle has been torched, police vehicle have been vandalized. And these protesters started pelting stones. Police claim they have they actually opened firing. Protesters opened firing, targeting the forces, eventually forcing them to retaliate with absolute force. The entire road that goes to Patlibas party office, that entire road was under the seizure of all these Gorkha Janamukti Morcha workers. So it took almost an hour for the forces to take control of the situation and contain the law and order problem which was unfolding over there. Now, yes, after this, Gorkha Janamukti Morcha held a press conference. They said the indefinite strike call was an impromptu call and they might just rethink about it. They are also asking for a tripartite meeting, all-party meeting. They are looking forward to centre's intervention. They are also saying the centre should send a delegation to Darjeeling to take stock of the situation. But the point remains, why shouldn't Gorkha Janamukti Morcha abhor violence? Why should not they condemn the kind of violence that that was unleashed by Gorkha Janamukti Morcha workers? Now, the Gorkha Janamukti Morcha as a party, they are saying that that violence that happened, that cannot obfuscate their overall objective for Gorkha land, and they are saying that is only a response to the high-handedness, excesses of cops. But then security forces, primarily Bengal Police, the SP of Darjeeling, IG, ADG, they are saying the law and order situation is extremely volatile out here. In fact, they are counting on the intelligence that they have shared with us. They are saying they had specific intelligence how in the rally Gorkha Janamukti Morcha had planned to let the women and children lead and let them be used as a shield while they unleash terror or violence, and that is the reason they are saying that necessitated the crackdown. So at the moment, yes, the situation is extremely tense. It's a clear face-off between Gorkha Janamukti Morcha and Mamata Banerjee's government. Both are refusing to blink. We know Centre is sending more forces, but then we have to now wait and see when normalcy comes back to the hill town of Darjeeling, where many tourists are absolutely stranded. They're caught in the crossfire.
Absolutely, law and order situation extremely volatile there in Darjeeling. But also tell us, Tamal, at this point in time, you also mentioned that the GJM is currently rethinking the indefinite strike that they have called for in the hills. But also tell us then, is there hope then, if there is that strategy that they're thinking about, is there hope then that there will be some kind of peace brokered between the government and the GJM?
Well, we cannot really confirm something of that sort would happen. We do not know who would broker the truce and how the truce would actually take some shape and bring peace or normalcy back to the hill town of Darjeeling. Because at the moment, the indefinite strike is at place. Gorkha Janamukti Morcha said that it was an impromptu call after the crackdown happened, which means essentially they are saying the Central Committee top leaders were not consulted and an impromptu call was given that has actually jeopardized the normal life out here. All the shops, everything shut out here. So we have to now wait and see whether the Gorkha Janamukti Morcha rethinks their decision as far as indefinite strike is concerned. As far as tripartite meeting is concerned, we have to wait and see whether all political parties, all stakeholders agree for a one common forum to discuss on the issue. Because in the past also you have seen the demand for Gorkha land raising its head. We have seen the same in 2013, you have seen it in 2015 and now in 2017. Now we have to wait and see how all parties agree to bring peace back here in Darjeeling, because it seems like peace is the biggest casualty out here in this entire, political turmoil which is existing. More importantly, we have to understand Mamata Banerjee had said time and again, making it abundantly clear that Bengal will remain one. There will be no division of Bengal. So which means Mamata Banerjee will not agree for Gorkhaland, and there lies the flashpoint. How that flashpoint would be addressed by the central government, only time would say. At the moment, yes, Gorkha Janamukti Morcha, they have demanded for a tripartite meeting, all-party meeting. They want the centre's intervention. But when all of that would happen remain as a question. More importantly, when will peace come back in Darjeeling? That is the bigger worry and a question.
Absolutely, Tamal. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mirror Now. There, Gorkha Janamukti Morcha headquarters raided, and the GJM has now called for an indefinite strike. That might also be rethought as well. But at the moment, the situation in Darjeeling continues to remain tense. We continue to track the story here on Mirror Now. Moving on now. India's richest civic body, the BMC, has been unable to stick to its own deadlines for completing road repair work. BMC has revised its deadline for the 8th time to June 19th now. Mirror Now has been travelling across the city to get a sense of monsoon preparedness and finds vast stretches of roads still remain pothole-ridden. Disha Shah reports from Andheri.
BMC has missed its self-imposed deadline yet again. For the 7th time around, June 15th was the final deadline, and now they have asked for 4 more days, and they have extended the deadline till 19th of June to make the city rain ready. Of course, this is the situation right now on ground in the city of Mumbai, where majority, more than 60% of the road repair work on which BMC had taken on priority are still under repair. And of course, BMC claimed that 100% of work is done on ground. But of course, we today also did a ground check visiting 4 different locations across Mumbai, and we showed on ground the ground reality that how BMC is too far to meet the deadline or to complete the road repair work. In few locations we did see the road repair work still going on. In few locations we saw the trenching work, and in the 4th location we did witness that the new road repair works were going on. The trench work was going on, which BMC commenced only after first week of June. So of course, going by the on-ground reality, it certainly seems that it's Tariq pe Tariq which BMC has been doing all this while in the span of 2 months. This is Disha Shah for Mirror Now.
BMC missing its deadline for the 8th time there. It's set a new deadline, that is the June 19th, and we here at Mirror Now have revealed through investigations here in the city of Mumbai that several arterial roads still remain under repair. Right now, the BMC has set a new deadline of June 19th, says all road repair work will be completed by June 19th. However, this is the 8th time the BMC is actually extending its self-set deadline. Mirror Now has found that trench work on 15 roads is incomplete. Several arterial roads still remain under repair, and the BMC has asked for more time. The BMC has now extended its self-set deadline to the 19th of June. This is the 8th time the BMC is actually extending its self-set deadline to the 19th of June. In fact, Mirror Now has been travelling across the city to get a sense of the monsoon preparedness, and we have found that vast stretches of roads still remain pothole-ridden in the city of Mumbai. In fact, trench work on 15 roads still remains incomplete. A large number of arterial roads still remain incomplete. Road repair work is yet to be completed, and the BMC has extended its self-set deadline to the 19th of June. The BMC says that by the 19th of June, all the road repair work in the city of Mumbai will be completed. Away from that story now, moving on. The Telugu Desam Party MP Divakar Reddy made headlines in 2016 for going on a rampage and damaging furniture in Air India's office after he missed a flight. He was caught on camera causing the ruckus, and now the Goon MP is back. He threw a fit at the Visakhapatnam airport today morning after he reported late for his flight. He abused the staff and allegedly damaged property again. This is what happens when the Gaikwads are let off. In fact, we have Hina joining us with more details. here on the phone line. But also the latest what we hear is that the Civil Aviation Minister Ashok Gajapati Raju has distanced himself from the controversy. His staff in a statement has also said that they did not help Goon Divakar Reddy. Hina, tell us this. This is not the first time Divakar Reddy has done this. In 2016 also a similar incident has happened. What details can you get us on what the staff is saying at this point?
Well, clearly, as you rightly mentioned, that the staff of the Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Ashok Gajapati Raju, has distanced itself from this controversy. Now, for our viewers, let's just tell you what exactly happened. So, MP Divakar Reddy had a flight to catch at 8:05 a.m. this morning from Visakhapatnam, and he was going to Hyderabad. He reached at the airport only at 7:41. Now, you and me know that, there is a proper time before which you have to reach the airport if you have to board a flight, and boarding gates also close before a specific time period. So, he was late. And then when he reached late, he started arguing with the people, the officials of Indigo, because it was an Indigo flight in which he was flying. When he started arguing, of course, that's when he got angry. That's what we have learned from our sources. He even damaged the airport property. He threw the printer of Indigo Airlines, which was lying there, and even that broke. And he created ruckus. There was complete chaos at the airport because he insisted that he wants to go to Hyderabad in the same flight at 8:05. Then, going forward, when he went to the lounge, there you had Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. Ashok Gajapati Raju, and several other MPs who were sitting. He goes to them and he asks them that, you are the minister, why can't you do anything about it? We have learned from our sources, and this has been confirmed by multiple sources, that, Civil Aviation Minister Mr. Ashok Gajapati Raju did not help him. In fact, he said, I can't do, like a normal passenger, even you should have come on time. When he was supposed to be boarded in the subsequent flight, but for some reason we are learning that he actually got accommodated in the same flight, which is 8:05. Now, this is against the rules because, if me and you reach late at the airport, we are never allowed to board the aircraft on time. So that's the main point here. He reached late, he created ruckus, and then he was allowed to board the flight. Now, of course, Ashok Gajapati Raju and his staff are saying that, his staff in fact have said that, he did not help this particular MP. Indigo has come out with a statement saying that they are investigating the matter. They will be going through the CCTV footage because everything is recorded. There is a CCTV camera at the Visakhapatnam airport, so then they will be coming out with the final statement. But so far, this is how it is as far as the story is concerned.
So then tell us, Hina, we know that this is not the first time this has happened. Divakar Reddy has done this before. So is the airline looking at banning him? Because we've seen in the past with another MP, Ravindra Gaikwad, who was banned by another airline.
Yes, so that happened with Air India when he misbehaved with the staff of Air India, and that became a huge issue. But if you would remember, then at that time, there was no such concept of a no-fly list. What to do if there are unruly passengers on board? After that incident only, DGCA, the regulator, had decided that India needs to have its own no-fly list. They are in the process of making that no-fly list. They had invited public comments on the civil aviation requirement, the car which is there for, because every, such policy has got, has to undergo a proper procedure. So that has just got completed. So that policy is still not out yet. It means that, currently India doesn't have any no-fly list. So in that case, DGCA sources have confirmed to us that, that won't apply to this MP as well, Mr. Divakar Reddy. Now, the only action, of course, that we can expect if party does something with him, but the ministry so far is tight-lipped about this entire matter. Nobody is saying anything about it. But of course, no-fly list policy doesn't apply on him because that policy itself is in a draft stage now. It is not final yet.
The Civil Aviation Minister there keeping mum. In the meantime, the airline Indigo is also investigating the matter. Hina, thank you so much for getting us those details away from that story. Now, moving on. While our farmers protest, our netas are only mocking their plight. In two separate incidents in two different states, the farmer was ignored and mocked. The first incident was in Maharashtra. Congress MLA Abdul Sattar trashed and threatened a farmer from Aurangabad district over a land dispute. A case has now been filed against the Congress MLA. The other incident took place in Madhya Pradesh, where the state agriculture minister and Balaghat MP has a showdown during a Sabha Sakht Sabha Vikas program in Balaghat. Now, Minister allegedly lost his cool when a farmer approached him regarding non-availability of seed and compost. Mirror Now's Prashant Kumar joins us on the phone line with more details. Prashant, tell us what exactly happened in this incident in MP.
It's a very embarrassing incident that's coming forward where some two netas are fighting it out, even at a time when the farmers are dying. Now, if I can just brief you about what's happening in Madhya Pradesh over the past 3 to 4 days, we have seen at least 7 to 8 farmer suicides. And even as we speak, two Congress leaders, Digvijay Singh and Jyotiraditya Scindia, are continuing with their satyagraha in Bhopal. So clearly at a time when the farmers are fighting, the farmers are facing wrath of police. We saw how farmers were killed. These are the netas, these are the politicians, be it the chief minister, with the government or the opposition, instead of working together, instead of working in tandem to ensure peace and normalcy are brought back, are now fighting it out in open and are clearly brazening it out. And what we are seeing, initially we saw videos after videos coming to shame the Congress, and now what we are seeing, the videos are shaming the BJP also. So clearly, all the parties need to be made answerable in this, but clearly at a time when the leaders are politicizing the entire issue, the biggest losers are the farmers. The ones who are really paying it on the ground are the farmers.
Absolutely, Prashant. Thank you so much for getting us those details now.
हमने किसान के हित में भरे बोले तो बोले हम भी किसान के प्रतिनिधि केवल प्रसाद संगर भोपाल से बाबूजी करते गौचर से आगरिया इसका आगे दिखा रहे हो हम किसान के हकदार हैं क्या फालतू बात करते हो क्या तुम गाय के यार मंच पर किसको आगे दिखा रहे हो मंच पर फालतू बात मत बहुत देखो मेरी मंत्री है ये ऐसे हो गया इतना अकड़ मत तू फालतू बात मैंने किसान के हित में बोला चोर धंधा चलाओगे और ऊपर से हमको आगे दिखाओ चलो सरकार का मंत्री बोल रहे हैं भरोसा नहीं होगा बहुत ठीक है ना हम नहीं आएंगे मत आना चलो ठीक है कार्यक्रम संपन्न हो गया कोई दिक्कत नहीं बहुत देखे हमने ऐसे मिलते हैं ये बुलाओ ना संजय बुला अरे हमने भी कई मंत्री देखे क्या हमको चमकाएगा तुम्हारी सालो पैसे लिए तुम्हारी डालने के लिए थे क्या चल निकल बाहर से जल्दी निकल बाहर 1 मिनट निकल जल्दी बाहर से 5 मिनट के अंदर बाहर निकल जाने को ना जल्दी निकल पैसा निकल बाहर हटा दिया सालो गोली खाते तुम्हारी हनुमान वो साले अरे डॉक्टर ले दाबे हमने डॉक्टर मामू ये गाले ये छोबरे के बिराबी देखो छोबरे अरे तेरी बहन को चुदू तेरी
चल मुक्तर चल की बात करने की मुक्तर तू चल बाहर चल बाहर पापा को बात कर लेंगे चलो
यानी तेरे गांव में तेरे घर में साले पैसे दिया इतने बड़े इकट्ठे करके तुम्हारी बुलाने क्या
मुक्तर तू हो ना बाहर
In other news now, a 17-year-old rape survivor who is 26 weeks pregnant was denied abortion. Now, this comes after the father of the girl moved Bombay High Court. The Bombay High Court this Wednesday did not allow the minor girl, who in fact is an alleged rape victim. Now, the High Court cited abortion could endanger the rape survivor's life, sparking a debate on the right to choose. We spoke to this petitioner who was fighting the case.
Honorable Supreme Court has time and again upheld the right of a woman, and a right of an unborn child, which is to be upheld. Now, obviously, right of a woman, she should have the liberty, whether she wants to conceive, whether she wants to give birth to a child. This is the right of the mother. So it should have been upheld. So I think that awareness need to come, and there is a seriously at this the bill is pending. The MTP Act need to be amended. Kerala High Court, I think Gujarat High Court has also allowed, but in our High Courts have not yet done, I suppose. beyond 20 weeks. So I think there need a change in the law, and the state should take responsibility of this type of cases because they are very poor. Now how she will give birth, and who is going to take the responsibility and care of the child? And so there is a need of the change of the law as well as in the system.
When a rape victim herself, she had been faced an illegal nuisance on her own body, and she is carrying up something which she is not ready to bear up, and her age is also not that. अब वो बच्चा अगर वो पैदा भी कर ले तो बच्चे को कौन संभालेगा? वो खुद बच्ची है, 17 साल की बच्ची सिर्फ बच्ची है, वो खुद बच्ची, उस बच्चे को कौन संभालेगा? I don't feel कि court should come between this. Court should give an order to abort the child.
Doctors, in the meantime, have backed HC's observations. They say aborting in this advanced stage could endanger the girl's life.
In our country, after 20 weeks, it's not allowed. So now she has to carry the pregnancy. It's a big mental trauma to her. Such a neglected, unwanted pregnancy land up into many complications for mother also and the baby also.
Moving on from that story now, the Karnataka Lokayukta has issued notices against 3 BBMP officials for failing to compensate the family of Shantakumar. Remember, Shantakumar was a civic worker who was washed away in a stormwater drain in the city of Bengaluru last month. Shantakumar's family is still waiting for closure. The officials allegedly washed their hands off the case. Our reporter Shrija, who's been tracking the story, gets us more details.
It's been more than 27 days ever since Shantakumar, an excavator, was washed away in a stormwater drain on May 20th. And even till now, till date, no compensation has been offered to the family members. In fact, when Shantakumar's wife Saraswati approached the headquarters of BBMP, she was asked by an official to bring her husband's body and then claim the compensation. Now, in the backdrop of this, Justice of Lokayukta Vishwanath Shetty has initiated action. In fact, he has sent notices to at least 3 BBMP officials, asking them to in fact immediately compensate. If you remember, he was an excavator working with the BBMP as far as the stormwater drains are concerned, and he was in fact entrusted with the job of desilting the stormwater drain on that particular night of May 20th, and due to heavy rains, he in fact was washed away by this particular stormwater drain at Kurubarahalli. Now, during this search operation was on, Mayor G. Padmavati, including the Bengaluru Development Minister KJ George, had promised a compensation of at least rupees 10 lakhs. However, more than 2 to 3 weeks are over and still now the family has not been compensated. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Mirror Now.
On that note, it's a wrap here on the news on Mirror Now. Stay with us.